Hello, welcome back. Welcome to my channel. According to Kemboy, this is where I express my opinions on different topics. Feel free to support by subscribing to this channel and of course by liking my videos, okay? Also, please share, okay? Your support will be appreciated, okay? So today we are going to talk about corruption. Corruption in the police service and corruption in the military. I am a Kenyan and I see this on daily basis, okay? Even in the traffic police, there are corruption going on. People have to pay bribes. In fact, it's something that has been normalized, in today's police force and in day to day. And I think this is something that we need to stop as the people. We need to stop this as the citizens. And let's discuss the root cause of corruption in the police service and in the military. Okay. First of all, I think it starts with the hiring process because if you go through the hiring process, you find that there is bribes involved. To be enrolled as police or as the military, in most cases you are required to be fit, physically fit. Probably, I think a certain meters tall, in terms of your height, in terms there is weight, there's a teeth. Those are just the standard criteria, okay, of being selected, of being considered to join the military or the police. But then you find that you go check the police, and then you find someone who is extremely short. This person fails to, they don't have the full teeth, and you can clearly tell that this person does not meet all the criteria that are needed to join the army. But somehow, they're already in the army. That means there is high chance, if you follow, there is a high chance that that person could have bribed their way to the army or to the police. Okay. And in most cases, these bribes, you find that it could people could pay up to 500,000 Kenya shillings to just be enrolled in the army, which is a very bad habit because this encourages people who are not qualified, people who are not fit for the job, people who are not even passionate for this job in the first place to join the army. And the repercussions of that will be immense in the end because then we'll have the army who are people who are scared, they are not passionate. Probably they are not even patriotic, they are there just for the money. That's just one of the disadvantages. And I think the government has been trying to crack down this, but I don't think they are successful yet. So tell me why someone who has bribed their way there, someone who has paid 500,000 Kenya shillings or even a million Kenya shillings to just get that job, tell me why they cannot accept bribes there. Or how else do you expect this person to be able to pay back those or to repay themselves, to recoup that money back to themselves? You see, if you have paid 500,000 and you are in the traffic police, definitely you're going to accept bribes because, first of all, your salary is 24,000 Kenya shillings for a starter, 24,000 Kenya shillings, you've not paid rent, you've not paid food, you've not paid your bills, you've not even paid for your family, okay? You have to raise family, you have to send money home. That's what you're expected to. And if you're taking that 500,000 bribe money as a loan somewhere, then you have to repay it. Then how will you get that money to repay? You'll definitely have to take bribes so that you can repay that money. And that's why you find that the traffic police are taking 50 bob, 100 shillings from drivers, which they are not supposed to be doing, but they are doing it because then how do you expect them to pay out that amount? They have to do that to pay that amount. And considering the economic situation, okay, a police first of all has to accommodate, has to raise their family. They need to send money to their families. you know with these tough economic times and that little salary that they are getting from the government, that is clearly not enough. You get paid 24,000 Kenya shillings, and then what? You have to pay insurance, you have to pay loans here and there. Some of them, you find that they have even taken loans to construct their families. They have taken millions. From 24,000 salary, how long are you going to take? How long is it going to take you to repay that million shillings in loan? It's going to take you years. And if you are working in the city, for example, with that salary, trust me, you're not going to get a very decent housing with that money, because that's very little money. You'll have to probably sleep in the mabatis or something. That's one. You'll have to raise families, you'll have to raise school fees. I think the police should be paid well if we want them to stop being corrupt. And we need to stop this corruption, that the idea of having to buy those jobs and spend 500,000 to just get that job and expect our police not to be corrupt. I think that's what leads to corruption in the first place. In fact, it leads to incompetent police force, if you ask me. If everything could just be done according to book, I think there could be progress in terms of solving corruption. Well, I'm not excusing any corruption. I'm just saying that maybe I understand why the police are corrupt. I understand what it takes to be a police personnel. And in fact, I strongly disagree to paying to just get into the army, because first of all, you are patriotic. Yes, you've accepted, you want to join there, but again, you have to buy yourself there. No. In fact, I think the government should be paying you. They need to be paying you, in fact, to just join the army, because I think you're doing the country a favor, if you ask me, because you're putting your life in the line here, and somehow they expect you to purchase this job. No, 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 no. I'm going to deal with terrorism. I'm going to deal with external threats to the country, and I'm putting my life in danger here. Why am I paying for this job? In fact, the government should be paying me as an appreciation, to just take this job. There's nothing like me paying the government to risk my life. That's not fair, if you ask me. Thank you, and thank you for taking your time to watch this video. And please leave your comments in the comment section. I'll also appreciate your support. Please leave a like and share, and support by subscribing. Thank you.